Well, hello and good evening, ladies and Jessies. Now, usual kind of script tonight. What we've got is a fabulous Yamaha AES 420. You'd have to research it because you won't have heard of it, I don't suppose. And they are absolutely brilliant. What we will do is we'll play a tune, and then, of course, after that, I'll walk you around it. So, thanks for tuning in, and we're going to have a listen to Santana. Okay, so Santana it is. Sorry, I got rather carried away there, but what an absolutely top guitar. Now, what I'll do is I'll turn the noisy thing off, and we can have a listen to the pickups as a clean version. bridge or treble pickup, and let's have a little intonation test and then have a run through the pickups, and then I'll tell you what I can about it. So. So there we are, still on the bridge or treble, and let's have a listen to In Between the Two. Onto the neck or rhythm position, whichever your preference is. Significantly warmer, and you know, really pretty much what you'd expect from Yamaha, and when I say what you expect from Yamaha, it's perfect. It's perfect. They are perfect. And right, okay. So this, I'll tell you what, let's unplug it because we've heard everything now. So let's tell you all about it. I'm going to turn this off. Are you still there? Oh, wait for me. Right. Okay. So. What we have got, let's do a little stanter stern. So starting at the top, of course, we have got the Yamaha logo. We have got the Yamaha sealed tuners, and luckily 6 strings to play with. How wonderful. And the frets have got, I do hope that you can see this, the frets have got so much meat on them. Now let me tell you, having lots of meat on the frets is a great thing because that means that it gives you tolerance, some room to muck about with. Having lots and lots and lots of fret is actually not always a good thing. Although it means that you can shave and crown and level from time to time, sometimes you want them down depending upon your style. Depending upon your style and your preference, because these things are always subjective. But anyway, lots of fret wire we have, and even so, this thing plays like absolute butter, and it is set up where I like them to be. Some people like them absolutely on the deck. I like them to have a little bit of resistance. So, as I say, it's a point of preference, and at least if you've got a good starting point, then they can be fiddled about with until you've got your perfect resolution. So, moving on, we've had a look at the head, we've had a look at the tuners. Now, the tuners, I've not actually measured this, but my feel tells me that they're very, very likely about 18:1 ratio. Because quite honestly, I've not done a damn thing to this guitar because it is out of the box, it is perfect for me. The neck is set into the body, as we can see, and what a beautiful, beautiful job. The body itself has some fabulous contours, which quite frankly aren't look at that lovely sculpted out area at the back there. I mean, quite frankly, that's not really necessary, but doesn't it look nice? It's very aesthetically pleasing, and it's just one of those things that Yamaha does. Now, you might find, while I'm showing you this under a decent light, that there's a few greasy paw prints, and that's because I've been, for the past 4 or 5 days, I've not been able to put this guitar down. It's superb. So, what do we like Well, we like the body contours. We like the. Look at that! Look at that! Yamaha do this thing, don't they? Where they do a production run, and they refine something to its nth degree, and then they go, right, well, we've done that to death, let's start on something else. And these were only in production from about the Yamaha AES 420. They only came in black or red, and they were in production from about 2007 until 2010, and they were a kind of mid-priced guitar. They were very, very obviously, I mean, look at it, it's a Les Paul basically, isn't it? And they were made certainly to compete with either budget-end Gibsons or higher-end Epiphones. And I think they came in at about £375, £400, something like that. But it's a Yamaha and it won't break and it'll be perfect as they just... I love Yamaha stuff. You may have noticed this. So what else have we got? We have got very, very, very heavily and deeply chromed toggle switch there, and these again deeply chromed recessed volume and tone controls, and for some odd reason, oh, and by the way, this is not an add-on, they're all like this. They've all got, for some astonishing reason, two strap buttons, and again this deeply recessed input socket here for the jack. The humbuckers are Yamaha's own Alnico, specially wound by their super technology, and I must mention the, I'm not sure if it's binding or just a bit of the paint job. It's probably binding, but you see that silver strip around the edge of the body there, and look how nice and slim they are. And although they're slim, they have a good. I've not had it on scale, but I'm guessing this is going to be about 3.4, maybe 3.5 kilograms. 3.2. Maybe, so I should have weighed it first, shouldn't I? But anyway, but they're nice and solid. And the reason that they are nice and solid is because they are made from a very, very, very dense wood. And the dense wood is called NATO. And that is not North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That is, NATO is a kind of East Asian version of mahogany. So it is basically a mahogany body, and that is because it's pre-2013, which predates the CITES hardwood restrictions. You do have a genuine rosewood fingerboard, and you know, rosewood makes such a difference to your sustain and your overall tonal quality, which is why I would always go for a guitar that was made prior to that date. The dot inlays, well, I've got to guess that they're acrylic, although they look like abalone or nacre, mother of pearl, whatever you want to call it. It comes by several names. But I mean, I don't know, but they're probably acrylic that's made to look like mother of pearl. And so they're beautifully balanced. The weight distribution is perfect, and we would quite frankly expect nothing less from Yamaha. Now, as you can see from the sticker on the back there on the bottom, this guitar was made in Korea. The exact factory I do not know, because Yamaha tend to keep these things a little bit secret. There's a very strong possibility that it's from the Cortec factory that make Cort, Ibanez, PRS, Epiphone, so on and so forth. So there's a very good chance, but Yamaha tend to keep that quiet. They keep their patterns and tooling secret, so that you don't know, and you don't need, and quite frankly, you don't really need to know where it is made. But what we do know is that they probably spend more money on quality control than materials, and the materials are exemplar. So, if you want a well-made guitar, and I'll tell you, I mean, this will, if I'm totally honest, this will probably at some point in the future, I will very probably part company with it, because that's what I do. But I'll tell you what, it will be a very, very difficult decision for me to make, because the pickups are astonishing, the weight and balance and playability of the guitar are incredible, and you can pick these up for just, you can pick, well, subject to being able to find one, you can pick these up for, I don't know, a couple of £100, maybe less, something like that. But they certainly pit themselves against the lower end Gibsons, you know, like your Melody Maker variations, and certainly pit themselves against the Epiphones. But you know, Epiphone, in terms of guitar kudos, then Epiphone is always seen as a watered down Gibson, really. And make no mistake, Epiphones are just brilliant, because it's to within a few degrees the same kind of stuff, but just made by a different factory in a different country than America. And so if I had to choose between one of these for a couple of £100 and an Epiphone for a couple of £100, this is where I would spend my money, because you don't have something that's you know, a kind of second-rate version of the real thing. These are individual guitars, and you know, labels. I mean, and factories never be prejudiced about where about where a guitar was made. Actually, never be prejudiced. Full stop. Really. So there was one other thing that I was going to. Oh yes, that was it. Now, the failing of this guitar for me comes down to one simple thing, and it does have, for my money, it does have a flaw, and they could have spent an extra £5 and changed this. What it has got is a wraparound compensator bridge, and what I would have preferred to have seen would have been a stop tail with a tunematic. However, that said, it makes absolutely no difference, because of course you can adjust the intonation here at the rear end, same as you can with your lower end Gibsons that have just got a wraparound compensator, and it is perfectly in tune, and you just know with Yamaha that you're gonna get. I'm not sponsored by Yamaha, I just love Yamaha stuff, motorcycles too, and so these are fabulous quality guitars, and they come in at a snip, and they will beat, I would say, most rivals. So thank you so much for watching, and that's it from me. There's a very slight chance that I might have said goodbye twice, but just in case I haven't said it at all, adios amigos, ta-ra. So fucking buggery bollocks. Right. Right, so Santana